can have your attention, please? And it shows the effect that Barretstown had on one family. So you can roll it there, Brian.
Before Ashley was diagnosed, we were just around the family. Day-to-day things was your highs and lows, going to school, not wanting to go to school. We were 6 years in Lucan at that stage, and it was the first time Ashley even went to see the GP.
So my mom was quite a shock because it was the first thing that I had to ever go to the doctor to about me.
I know she had the petechiae rash on her back, didn't know what it was called at the time, and then I said to myself, that's something serious.
We just had to wait there for very long. I had to get platelets and I had to get loads of stuff.
They kind of just basically told us, yeah, she definitely has leukemia, and she would have to go for an operation. And at that stage, Ashley got very, very upset.
When the doctors told me they didn't really tell me at all what I had. My mom and dad ended up telling me, and then we said from that day we wouldn't cry because clearly we were all crying then.
Ashley turned around and goes, she says, Mommy, I'm going to die. And we all, the three of us started roaring and crying. We got very, very upset. And I just was like, oh my God, like, this is it. Like, it's sort of, it kind of hits you then, isn't it? It's a very surreal situation because you kind of think they're talking with somebody else, but they're actually talking to you, but they're actually, I think they're still talking to somebody else.
And then we said we wouldn't cry from that day, but then one day I fainted for one of my sleeps. And when I woke up, my mom was right beside me, well not right beside me, but a bit from the bed, crying her heart out.
There's no point saying to a 7-year-old that she has leukemia because it doesn't mean anything. So we turned around, we told her basically she had bugs in her blood. And we went at that angle. And everything that was being done to her now by the doctors and nurses was to get those bugs out forever. She was losing weight, so at the start, like from start to probably Christmas, January, Ashley lost 7 kilos. So then she had a little setback of internal bleeding, which was put down to the steroids and everything else. But then she had to go on a feeding tube.
With the drugs she couldn't walk because when with the drugs that the children get with leukemia, the steroids, the mix of the steroids and the chemotherapy, it loses, weakens their muscles.
When you're in the hospital or at home, like you miss out on lots of fun because you can't do stuff like that. But when you go to Barretstown, you can do stuff that you can't do at home when you're in the hospital or when you're at home. Just like, it's like paying back for all that fun you missed out on.
I didn't know much about Barretstown at all. I just thought it was a place where sick kids went. Didn't know what type of sick kids, didn't know anything about it.
The booklet Barretstown do is fantastic, so when that arrived at the house, I mean, I came home from work one evening, it was sitting there, opened it up and started reading through it. And I said to Colette, I said, you could not let her go on this. After what she's been through, wasn't it 6 months of, hardship to, 8 months of hardship at that stage.
When I visited Barretstown, I was still sick and I still had to get my chemo every day by the nurses, but it didn't stop me having fun.
Barretstown offered activities that I can't do with it. And I just thought that the activities that they had in Barretstown, she'd be able to do them on her own. She won't have her little sisters tagging over. And she'd be doing stuff that I, at the moment, won't bring her to. Like high ropes and all that. I wouldn't be able to go with the 2 youngest because you're not able to. You're just basically not able to.
They're set up to look after your child. They're aware of what neutropenic means. They're aware of the chemotherapies, medications. You have doctors, you have nurses, trained staff.
It facilitated all of their needs. The weekend we went away and your dinner tonight, the first night we got there, dinner was handed to us and everybody, they were all singing and all the kids get up and start singing.
Barretstown, very important, we feel, to Ashley's recovery. I suppose it taught her again that she was still able to do normal things, to let her know that even though she was sick, she was still able to do these things. You know, she didn't have to sit in the hospital bed.
My favourite activities in Barretstown were high ropes and horse riding.
Ash was so happy when she was down in Barretstown that happiness made her healthier, basically.
After I came back from Barretstown, I was absolutely a chatterbox. I was Miss Chatterbox again.
It's great to know that your child has been looked after in a safe environment, and also people who are equipped and skilled to look after. And I just thought it made her very, very happy, and it made her very, very independent.
And outgoing again, brought back her personality in with all respects, because she had gone so low, and she is a very bubbly child.
Barretstown.
And there's all those little tiny little things to all the activities that just make them very, very special.
It's a fantastic organisation, you know, for that. As I said, it's the simple things that they get right, just makes a massive, massive difference.
Hold on for a second. A very special young lady I want you to meet. So the supporting cast there were Glenn and Colette, but the star of that piece, 9-year-old Ashley. Would you like to sit down or stand there? Yes, sit down. You want to say hello to everybody?
Hello.
So how are you now?
Good.
And you were in Barretstown last year, weren't you? For how long?
About a week.
And the truth of it is that they let you do things that your mum didn't let you do, isn't that it?
Yes.
Like what?
Horse riding and canoeing and high ropes and stuff.
Did you make any friends?
Yes, I made friends with everybody except there was this one girl.
Hold on now!
She was from Spain and she said I was her best friend and I could never understand her.
You're speaking in Spanish.
Yes.
Now who's here that you know? Your sort of Irish best friend is here. What's her name?
Jessica.
And would she be embarrassed if you asked her to stand up or something?
I don't think so.
I'd say she'd love it, would she?
Yeah.
So hi Jessica, she's on a sleepover with you. Yeah. And where are your two little sisters, Matilda and Isabel?
Asher has first sleepover.
Alright, so it's a bit of a swap.
Yes.
Now, I know you do a little bit of singing. Now, everybody's singing tonight. If you want to sing, you can. If you don't want to...
I will.
You will, okay. What are you going to sing for us? And what music is that from? Okay. Do you want to stand or sit? And do you want to hold the microphone or do you want to stand? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, singing Castle in a Cloud, on a Cloud, sorry, from Les Mis, Ashley.